And the challenge we're going to be doing today is going to be called inget, which is a part of this. I don't know what this means, but I'll probably translate it later. And it asks us, it's basically inget. So what you want to do is spin up your instance. That's what the first thing you want to do always for these type of challenges. Now, once you spin up your instance, the next thing we want to do is click on the link itself and see, please enter an ID and try to bypass. So we have to enter some sort of ID and bypass it. So how do we do this? So we'll do question mark. So I guess the thing that I want to be able to do is like see if we have anything else to go by. And it says there's a form, but it looks like it's incomplete. And it says please enter ID to bypass. So I'm guessing we had to query out the value ID like we were doing before. And now we have set equals. Now you see a bunch of payloads I've been trying, but for the most part we had to blindly do this. But there is one thing that we could use to like test for, like, I guess injections, because like from what it looks like it looks like it has to be a SQL injection. Why? Because there's an ID, and also we get to enter an ID. That's what the first thing that comes into mind, an injection. There's one thing we could try out that we don't have to do this like manually. We could do something called SQL map. So what is SQL map? So SQL map is an automated SQL injection tool. So what you want to do is get SQL map on your device, but if you don't, you can probably set up a Docker container or something with Docker, which is a virtualization too. For me, I'm using Docker, so I'll just have that up right now, or Docker desktop. So I have my Docker up right now. So what I want to do for testing SQLite stuff for the most part is I want to be able to see if it works or not. So what I want to be able to do is first enter SQL map along with -u, and then right here what I want to be able to do is put the endpoint that I want to test. So Docker desktop. Is it not? Oh, sorry, I just gotta keep doing that. And then after that, put the value, which we're gonna test out 1. And then what we want to do is probably print out the database. So we have 4 databases available for a cyber information SQL, MySQL, and test. And the thing that we want to target for the most part right now is the database one, or the cyber one. So how do we do this now? So we want to be able to, I guess, print out what we had beforehand. So if you do this, so what I want to be able to do is probably copy this, Command C, and then go all the way down right here. Then accept the database. Now we want to select the database that we're going to use. So the database that we're going to use is called cyber. And now we want to be able to do is print out tables, all the tables associated to cyber. Now this is going to print out all the tables, and there's only one table, which is cyber. So now we know that the table name is cyber. So now we want to be able to print out the columns from that specific, I guess, table. So from there, I'll just grab this again and just be even more specific. We want to be able to simplify this even more. So database is cyber, and the tables is cyber. And now we want to be able to print out columns. I think that's how you spell it. And I might have misspelled it. I think I might have. Yeah, so I'll just copy this again and do columns. Now this is going to print out all the columns. Now we have user ID and PW. PW seems interesting because that prints out the password. So what do we do now? So at the end of all of this, all we need to do is basically just dump everything out. So what I want to do is grab this right here and just type dump at the end, which is going to dump out all the information from user ID and PW. So if I do something like this, it's gonna dump out everything, and then at the end it dumps out ID and a password, which is this. So if I just grab this right here and then just submit it, we should get, congratulations, you answered this question correctly. So for the most part, if we go back right here, I wonder what the payload was at the end that dumped it all. I guess it didn't show us the payload, but yeah, for the most part, this was like the general query to, I guess, print out all these tables inside here for the most part. And this challenge was actually pretty fun. It's mostly you're gonna have to learn how to use I guess a tool, either if you do it manually or if you use SQL map like I did. I just chose SQL map because it's a pretty popular tool used by penetration testers and also, like, I guess testers in general. But yeah, that was about it for me, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.